It's not like you to be late. Were you signing your new contract?
No. But I had a chat with the chairman, and one of our US owners is here for the weekend, and so we talked about a few things. And so sorry for being late.
No problem at all. 20 days since you. Sorry, apologies. 20 days since you last had a game. How's the squad looking and the injuries?
No, the positive thing is all players are fit and available. Just Will Hughes is questionable. He's a bit sick. So let's see how the afternoon and the night will be. But all others arrived back from the national teams in a very good shape, and all the players who were here are fit. So yeah, just Chadi, Riyad and Jack Ducouré, who are out for the rest of the season. All others are ready.
And Jean-Philippe Nketiah, for you, if you select him, he's ready to start?
Oh yes, he trains now for 2 weeks with us, of course always with his protection, and it's also important for him to train a little bit. We had an internal game in the international breaks where he could play for 60 minutes without any problems, and yeah, he's ready.
Does he feel comfortable? So we've never really seen that before, the ear protectors. Does he feel good? Does he like it? Not like it,
I could just see it in water polo, and I said to him, maybe you try this because he's tall enough. And yes, it looks a little bit strange, but he says he feels comfortable, and let's see. So when he scores a header tomorrow, then it was the right mask and the right protection.
It's good to see him back. A lot's happened off the pitch as well. Dougie Freedman, of course, leaving. How much of a disappointment is that to you?
It's. I'm always very close and with a lot of talks Dougie and me. So really, almost every day or every second day, and then so I was involved. So he didn't ask me about this decision, but I was always involved into the process, and so it didn't really come surprisingly to me, and so it's, he's now here for 8 years as a sporting director, and he was looking for a different challenge, and also not here in the Premier League, and he took, I think, this decision for himself, for his family, and so we had to agree to it, and but there's no disappointment because Dougie was always quite open, and so it's all good.
Recruitment is so important now, and Dougie's made some excellent signings here. Will you have a say with Steve and the board on maybe your thoughts on a replacement for him?
Yes, of course. Talks are on the way, but also Dougie, excellent recruitment with all our scouts here, with the scouting department, and so the good thing is that we already started weeks ago with our recruitment, what we maybe have to do or want to do in summer. So it's not that we are completely we don't have any players or solutions. So everything is on the pathway, and so I'm pretty sure that we will do the right things. Of course, it's a new situation also for the club. If a very important guy leaves after 8 years, then it's something new. But we have a very good communication within the club. So the scouts still are here. So all the players we are looking at, we know, and so I'm pretty sure we will get the things done we want to get done.
And what about you personally? Have talks started about a potential new contract for you?
It's so much, as you mentioned, so much what's going on with all the things around, and we are like I said, and I told you that's why I was late. So we didn't talk about my contract or everything. So I have still more than 1 year contract. It's not so busy, and it's always talking about the right things and prioritize them. And I think my contract, it's not when it ends in 3 months. I think we are busy, but not now. We have different topics that are more important for the club than my personal situation, and so and I also feel responsible now to fill the the gap. Dougie is leaving, together with Steve and all the others here, with Ben Stevens, his assistant, and that's so pretty much to do.
But you sound happy. The fans love you. You're already talking about the summer. That does bode well for Palace fans, maybe, for keeping you long.
Of course, we're talking about summer. As I said, I've at least contract until the end of next season. So, and then that's what I get paid for, to think about the squad and think about the players, giving my opinion and my advice to the chairman, to our owners, what I think is great in the team, what I think maybe we could or should add, or what maybe we have to replace. And this is my. It's, I really always laughing if somebody says, this is the manager's wish. It's never my wish, it's my advice of working every day with the players, talking to the players, working with them. And this is what we're doing really almost on a daily basis. And of course, we're talking about the summer, but this doesn't has nothing to do with the duration of my contract.
Two more from me. How special would it be to lead this club to Wembley?
Well, it would be great. I know that everybody is waiting for it here. So within the last 9 years now, Palace has achieved it twice. So I think it's great achievement for Crystal Palace, playing one final and one semi-final at Wembley. But I think you can ask every one of the 8 managers, maybe for Pep it's something he's used to play many finals, but for all the others with their clubs, I think it's maybe a unique situation, and we are one of them, and so we will show our best effort we can show tomorrow to win at Fulham and play the semi-finals.
No one expected your Frankfurt side to win the Europa League, and you did it. No one would have expected you to win the FA Cup at the start. How special would it be, and would it rank as the same kind of achievement if you were to get to that final and win it?
I will answer this question if we have achieved it, but now it's nothing. It's the quarterfinal, and we're facing a very good Fulham team, and we know this. We played them twice. They won at Selhurst, we won there. We are, I think, not so far away in the table, and this is the game I expect, because Fulham they have the same situation. For them, it's not always playing a final. They want to go to Wembley as well, and so we have to be ready. It looks like the players are ready, and we have to perform on our top level. Then it's possible to win there, and this is what we will try.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Michael. George from 5 Live.
Oliver, hello. Just with the FA Cup, a lot of the big guns are out. So is this Palace's probably best opportunity? I know Man City are in it, but you look at it, Liverpool are out, Arsenal are out. There's a real chance that Palace, you're 3 games away from winning that cup.
But we would be 3 games away even when all these teams are still in the competition. And if you want to win a trophy, you always have to beat big teams. Otherwise, you can't win it. And so I don't care who is in the competition. I just care about Fulham and especially about Crystal Palace because this is the team I'm responsible for. And then, I think we showed it many times. We are competitive against any team. We can win against any team in the league if we perform on our top level. If we don't, we also showed that we can lose against any team. So it's up to us, and it's up to us to be ready tomorrow. That's it.
You've been quite consistent all the way through in the cup competitions, that you always play really strong sides. And I know we're now in a quarter-final, but even from the 3rd round, you always play a strong team. I just wonder, it's a real sign that you want to win something here.
I was asked these questions. I'm really a little bit surprised with that. Especially I could see also with all the other teams, especially in the FA Cup, they didn't rotate so much than in the EFL Cup. But for us, we don't play international games. We just play the Premier League and these two cup competitions. So it's not that we can have 60 or 65 games in a season. So when we play the final, we can have, I think, 49 at the end of the season. That's a normal number. It's not, I think, all the teams in the championship play at least the same amount of games when they have their, how you say to these games, the 3rd against the 6, the playoffs. So maybe they have more than 50, so it's not unusual. And then they also don't rotate. So I don't see a reason why not playing the strongest team, and I think this is also what the players deserve. You know, that when they perform good, when they train well, when they show that they can help the team, this is the team I will start always.
And just on going back to Dougie Freedman, sorry, I mean, I've just wrote down some of the players he's brought in: Elise, Marc, Guehi, Wharton, Eze. I mean, whoever comes in and replaces him, I know you probably all work together signing it, but that is a big job, isn't it, to live up to what he's set?
Well, yes, it's always a big job, you know, and when he's done a great job, but you know, that's the circle of football. Yeah? That's a circle of life, maybe. Yeah? That there are some changes within a company, within a club, and then it's. And for me, we had this, you know, we also in our squad, yeah, we lost Michael Olise last year, and then it's not crying the whole summer, so it's thinking about solutions and trying to get the best replacements. Maybe you have to adjust your way of playing, and I think this is what we did. Yeah, we brought in Ismail Assar. He's a different player than Michael, but we think at the moment we are in a better situation than it was last year, even with Michael. So it's always also a chance with some adjustments. And but yes, Dougie did a great job here for many years, and also. I think what's even more challenging is that the process, you know, is everybody is used to the process with Dougie as the leader in the scouting department, in the negotiations, in the recruitment, in the talks to the players, sometimes to the parents, to the agents. Many things are going on, and this is what Dougie led as a person, as a sporting director, with all his experience, and this is. It's not just finding the right players, it's the whole process, and this is what the whole team has to get used when a new one comes in, and everything else. Yeah, we will. I think we will we will take the right decisions. And
in that new setup, would you like more decision making yourself, or are you quite happy with it as you are if you stay a bit longer?
You know, it was always, and I mentioned this also quite often. You know, I think it was never Dougie Freedman alone. It was never Steve Parrish alone. And it was never Oliver Glasner alone. I think we had very good conversations, discussing, and we always tried to find the best solution for Crystal Palace. And then it's, you know, and it's. You know, which player is available. So we're always defining a profile. This was more Dougie and me, of course, from the sporting side, and the chairman defines a financial profile, and then we have to combine it and find the right players. And I think this is everybody is responsible. And also I think in the last years it was not just Dougie's signing alone, and it was a team working on it, and this will continue.
And just on the form, you've hit this really strong run of form. I think it's 9 wins in 11, and you had that run last season. I think you won last 6 out of your last 7. I mean, is that a coincidence that you're hitting form at the end of the season? Well, can you put your finger on it? Why?
No, first of all, I don't believe in coincidences, also not in life. So there's always a reason for something, so in all directions. And I think could mention quite a few things, where we were struggling at the beginning, and then it worked better. So we have many players available in the last weeks and months. So very few injuries here, 2 very tough injuries, long-term injuries. Unfortunately, this happens in football, but we really could avoid muscle injuries in the last weeks. The group is fantastic, you know, always so hard working in training, and always being hungry and ambitious to improve. It's a great staff here who supports the players in every part. You know, with great backroom staff working with them. Even now, when they arrive, you know, every day now this week we had arrivals from the internationals. The last ones were the Colombians, so they arrived yesterday afternoon. With just 2 days training all together. But we're always in touch with them if they can do their recovery there, because they didn't get a better flight. And so really, I think, yes, it's teamwork, and this is what we have to continue until the end of the season.
Thank you. Thanks, George. Okay, press association.
With Nketiah, is there a risk that he might not come back quite the same player, just because of the nature of the injury. And it was quite a traumatic thing to have happen. It's not something that happens really to every player. We saw it with Jimenez at Fulham when he was at Wolves a few years ago, had a nasty head injury, and he wasn't quite the same player for quite a long time afterwards. Is there a risk with an injury like this that there might be sort of caution maybe to his game? Or
No, when I could see JP or watched him at training, he looks the same like he was before. Yes, he needed to get back into his rhythm, because he couldn't really train for 2 weeks. So 1 week he was just at home, and the second week he trained individually, and it's completely different than football training. And so, I think it's also, let's say, being lucky in this situation that he had nothing was fractured and no concussion. It was really, it was just the ear. It was a terrible injury, but some players say that the ear looks better than before now, so it's okay.
So you feel confident then the first time, he has to put his head into a challenge, or
Yeah, he did it. He did it the whole last 2 weeks, and also our doctor and the team did a great job finding the right protection, and we had, I think, 2 or 3 different ones. Everything is approved by the Premier League or FA, or and then he tried it in training, which fits him best, which influences him or doesn't influence him in the wrong way, and so this won't be. If I believe that that's a problem, I wouldn't play him. So, but it looks like that it's a problem.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of the broadcast section.